James Lennis, thank you for joining me today. We have this lovely, beautifully crafted wine from the producer Susana Balbo. This is a ValleDeUco Mendoza Malbec 2017 vintage. Stay tuned and I'll tell you more about this wine. Superb, well-crafted, high-quality wine, and this is in honor of Malbec World Day, and that was April 17, 2020. When I think of wines like this, I think they're just superbly well-crafted, beautiful, and I've also been kind of like on the fence in some ways about, or even wondering, why is there a specific day for a specific variety or region? Now I recognize that in terms of, it's just a reminder for me to think about this wine, to think about the region. And sometimes I do forget, right? Yes, Malbec and Mendoza is a huge category, but even with that, there's so many other worldly wines that I need to be tasting. And so I do welcome days like this. And I do welcome that opportunity to taste these wines. So, just handsome wine, deep garnet coloration and just evocative nose here. 35 days of skin contact. So the maceration is just really intense here, but it gives you a beautiful non-vitreous, so you can't see to the bottom of the glass here, because that was the purpose of this wine here. That is the winemaking style. You could use less. There's so many different styles of Malbec, even from Mendoza. So don't think about this region or this entire large region in terms of being a monolith. There's only one style and one way it's made. There's so many different ways and different producers that are trying different things. And I'll put a map right here to see ValleDeUco. So it's south of Mendoza. It's really important to see where your wine grapes are coming from and that there are subregions. And this region is rather large. And then when you look at that, you can definitely see, okay, I see where things are, where they're placed, what it looks like. And so I think it's a nice way of understanding where your wines do come from. Now this wine is a 94% Malbec wine, 6% of this Cabernet Sauvignon. To me, that's ideal. I love to have the Bordeaux have a touch of other Bordeaux varieties in them. And to me, I think it lends a little more, I would say, finesse and beauty. And, I think it doesn't need to be 100%, though I'm a strong believer in, say, 100% Chardonnay or 100% Pinot Noir. Very, very important to do so. And, other wine varieties, that's just one example amongst many. But I think the Bordeaux really lend themselves to be blended. So this wine is, 14.5% ABV. And it's, the barrel program on this is 30% new French oak and 70% of the second use French oak. And the suggested retail on this is $23.99. And the evocative qualities to this wine, it's a lingering characteristic that just seems to keep evolving. And what I enjoy about this is a black currant, black cherry note, violet note, suede note. So a bit of that outdoorsy note, which I think is very, very nice, as well as sanded wood. Gorgeous. Next, the palate characterization. So this wine is giving a nice capture of fresh blackberry, espresso notes, spices, and a hint of white pepper notes. So all this comes together and plays very nicely together. So there's a great complexity to this wine. So the nose is not exactly the palate, which is fine. That's the way many wines are, but it's really harmoniously beautiful and all comes together. A fantastic wine, 93 points out of 100 points. More reviews to come. Stay with me on this journey. And thank you for your support. You'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. And guess what? My new podcast, if you could subscribe to one of them, I'd really appreciate it, on one of the following channels, such as Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and also iHeartRadio. I'll put those URLs down there so you can see that as well. Questions and comments down below. The like button's down below, so please hit that button. Ask your wine merchant to bring this in if they don't have this bottle. So share this with others. A beautiful experience with steak, ribeye would be fantastic, prime rib. A lot of things to do with this wine, and its richness should not be lost just on drinking alone, which you could do, but to be maximized and enjoyed and optimized with food. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. Salud.